Loves. My voice is going. I've been having client sessions the whole day, but I was so inspired by one of my client sessions that we just did earlier today that I really wanted to come on and talk to you about these biggest blocks that I see in all of my clients to some or other extent to receiving love and abundance, especially for women. This is going to be directed at women. If you don't know, I work with women. Like 90% of my clients are women. I specialize in integrative healing for women. Okay, so this is all about you. Okay, so if you've got questions, if you want to come on, and if you want to chat to me, just do it. Okay, send me thingy, send me that thingy, and I will get you on and we'll chat. Okay, say hello Yvonne, hello Slow Quick, Amy, hello. So I'm going to jump straight into this. I'm so excited. We had a really beautiful session. Like, I had shivers going all around my body because I could feel an energetic shift happening in this beautiful woman's whole being. Hello, gorgeous. And so I wanted to jump straight on. Whilst it's all fresh, I made a couple of notes, but I might be looking at my notes. Okay, so I have my notes, literally there's notes here and there's notes right in front of me. So I was inspired by a session, like I mentioned, we just done, and we were unpacking what has not allowed my client to fully show up for her dream business and prioritize herself in her relationship. Prioritize herself and be like, yes, I'm doing this. This is what I want to pursue. So not allowing her truth, not allowing her self-expression to really come through. And we were just unpacking this. We were beautifully, it was so beautiful. She's got such a great self-awareness. So how many of us have been there, first of all, where we feel an internal resistance inside of us to doing something that we're like, oh, I really want to do this. I really want to come on live. I really want to build this business. I really want to say yes. I really want to invent this thing. I really want to go for it. I really want to collaborate. I really want to, right? How many of us have been there? And you can just feel this internal resistance inside of you. And this is not just for business. This is for love, okay? Receiving is a form of, it's a aspect, it's a concept in itself. Receiving love, receiving opportunities, receiving money, receiving abundance. We internally have blocks, and they come from trauma, unresolved trauma, and they come from our belief systems and patterns inside of us, right? Once we shift that altogether within our relationships, within our business. That's why I love this work so much. This is why I love our signature system at the School of Feminine Reclamation, because it simply works and women have shifts in their relationships as well as in their business, as well as the way they're showing up. It's an internal transformation. So without further ado, I really want to move into the first block, and you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. The first block, what do you think it is? Drum roll. It's the I'm not enough belief. It's the I'm not enough belief. Where does it come from? Where does the I'm not enough comes from? And I'm sure, I know you ladies, I know the women that are actually in the community. I know that you deep down already know where it's coming from, isn't it? Yes. You already know where the I'm not enough piece comes from. Okay. We as children, I need to go way back. We as children are born into this reality with an inherent knowing that we are enough and that we are worthy. Okay? I want you to know that. We are born with an inherent knowing that we're enough. We just forget. It's a path of remembering, okay? One of our first primal needs when we enter this world is the need to be seen for who that is that we are. It is a need that needs to be met by our guardians, okay? And if that need is not met, right? If the child whose parent didn't relate to the child's inner being, rather their inner doing, so the parent was concentrating, what is the child doing? Is the child doing the right stuff? Is the child adhering to the societal standards? Is the child being good? Am I being a good daughter, right? We start to, instead of concentrating on am I feeling good? Does it feel good to be myself? We start to create a belief of, am I doing good? Am I doing good for my guardian, who is the king and the queen, the mother and the father in our eyes as the child that we are growing up? This is such an important concept for you to realize if you want to overcome your I'm not enough belief. Because I'm going to tell you something, this belief is not just going to poof in one session. It doesn't matter if you were working with hypnosis. It doesn't matter if we take psychedelics. It doesn't matter if we take meditation, breath work, all of these different somatic psychic practices that work on our psychic mind. It's going to take longer. It's going to take a couple of sessions. It's going to take it's going to take some time. And the reason for this is because this is a very, very deeply ingrained trauma that gets fragmented within us. So we are unpacking fragment by fragment, and you need to be ready for this work, which requires different modalities and different tools to getting to it. And I'm saying this straight away because I've been doing this work for 8 years. Once we've done the work up until that point, so for some of you, this information might click, and you might just need to shift the piece of puzzle a little bit and click it in, and you're good, right? But we're all in a different journey. We're all on our own journey. So I want you to honor that this might take a little bit of time, and that's okay. So this pattern gets instilled. I am not enough. Pattern gets instilled because our parents are not seeing us for who we are being inside. They are seeing us for what we're doing. Or sometimes we have parents that are not seeing us at all, or we have parents that are just not even present in our life. And so based upon that, we create our own internal experience if we're enough or we're not enough. So if we don't have that inherent knowing that we're enough, it makes us navigate from a need for validation. And it's a conditioned emotional pattern. Okay? So you are enough right now as you are. But there is a pattern within you that has been conditioned over and over and over and over and over again that has told you that I'm not enough. And what it results as is an imposter, or as self-criticism symptoms, or symptoms of holding back on your truth. So all of the information gets stuck here and gets blocked off right here and shut down. Because we create upwards. We are always creating from our creative centers, from our pleasure centers, our lowest centers, right? This is why you're such a powerful being, because you create from your womb space and all of the information rises up. And if that energy is stuck right here, because our mind is inhibiting that information, it's just going to get stuck here. And so a lot of people who have this center shut, they struggle to communicate their truth. They struggle to manifest their truth out into the world, right? So as much as the work is mental, it's emotional and it's physical, and then it's energetic. We have to consider all of them. So how do we heal this piece? This is a really beautiful piece. Of course, there's more to this, but I want to give you like the meat of this. we have to map out your family constellation. You have to map out, you have to understand your family constellation, your family tree, okay? What is the root of this? Your relationship, which relationship, does I am not enough stem from? Relationship with your mother, relationship with your father, relationship from both, relationship with your sister, brother. Where does it stem from to begin with? Maybe it's your grandmother, whoever is your guardian, okay? Then we need to look at the energy that the person is carrying. If you have the I'm not enough from mother, you want to look at your relationship with your feminine energy and where you are abandoning your masculine energy. Should I repeat that again? If you know that your root wound, I'm not enough, comes from your relationship with your mother, you want to look at your relationship to your feminine energy and where you're abandoning your masculine energy. So how you're showing up in your feminine energy right now, and how are you abandoning, how are you not working with your masculine energy? If you have the I'm not enough piece with your father, you want to look at your relationship to the masculine energy and where are you abandoning your feminine energy? Where are you not honoring yourself as a woman? Where are you not honoring your needs? Where are you not honoring your creative source? Where are you not honoring the source energy? Oh, wow, this just went through me. Where are you not honoring? Where are you not honoring? I don't know who needs to hear this, but this is really coming through me now. Maybe I need to hear this. Where are you not honoring the source energy within you? Whew. Wow. Where are you not honoring the connection between you and the source? Where are you still feeling like you need to do, and run, and be? Yvonne's crying. Don't know what's happening. This is big. This is big for the women listening to this. So I want you to ask yourself, what would it look like if I was enough? Let's start to reconsolidate the memory. So this is the mental piece. You see how I'm like shifting from energetics to mental to emotional to physical. What would it look like if I was enough? That's your start. That's the start of your feminine. That's the start of your memory reconsolidation. Then, when the resistance comes through, when you ask yourself this question, capture the resistance. We need to leverage that resistance. We don't want to push it away. Never push away resistance, right? This is where the blocks come through. So my job is working with resistance every day in my life and in the women's lives. Every single day we're moving through resistance. When we're moving through resistance of fear, we get to the other side of our breakthrough. That's the other side of the breakthrough. Yes. That's how we do it. We leverage the resistance. We do not shy away. We do not shy away from the emotions, internal emotions within us. We are leveraging the resistance always by actually going deeper and getting curious to where this resistance is taking us. Where is this resistance taking us? Why is it not safe for me to be enough? Why is it not safe for me to be enough is your next question. Because you feel not enough for a very good reason, and you need to honor that reason. But you will have to get to the root of this, with or without me, okay? So I want you to start to work with the resistance. Now, going into the second block, which is living with fear of loss that comes from unresolved trauma. And that's my cacao. 1 second. Hello? You never know what happens in these lives, isn't it? My cacao order is here and I'm so excited because I've been drinking tea and it's just not good enough. So, second, living with a fear of loss. Living with a fear of loss is such a big one. Jesus, 1 second. Right, we're going to open my cacao in front of you. This is, I am in no way, what's the word? I'm no way kind of affiliated with this cacao brand. It's just something that I buy for myself and I'm really happy to buy. And it's full power cacao, okay? And I got myself a kilo of this. When I'm running events, I usually buy like 5 kilos of this stuff because cacao has got so many polyphenols and it's got something called theobromine. Theobromine affects your cardiovascular system. Cacao does not affect your nervous system like coffee does. So what's really beautiful about cacao is that it gives you that energy, it opens up your heart space, and it also has tons of magnesium and other minerals and polyphenols that are shown to reduce risk of cardiovascular disease, improve your cognition. It's absolutely amazing. It's so gentle on the stomach. I absolutely love it. So here we go. You even get an advert, a little ad, okay, a little break. So once this live is over, I'm going to go and make myself some cacao. And let me know if you are too. Cacao is so important. Yes, yes it is. It is so good. Drinking it every day has really changed my life. And this is actually, women always say to me, and men, they say to me, this has been the easiest way to come off coffee for me. They're like, I've tried everything before, but since you've given me the this cacao to drink in the mornings, I've just come off coffee without any withdrawals, without anything. So this has kind of become the protocol when we need to get women off coffee, because obviously cortisol wrecks their hormones in general. So yeah, definitely get yourself some. Okay, so let's go back into the second block, which is living with a fear of loss. This is a big one, and I've experienced it especially with ups and downs in my business. There was a point where I was scammed out of a lot of money, and there was a point where I lost a lot of money through terrible business decisions. And it's something that everybody has to go through. If you want to succeed, trial and error is for everything. I was saying this to my relationship client the other day. I was saying to her, you will have to trial and error through these different men and different dates, because the best, you're going to get the best when you actually do gather the data and trial it and trial it and trial it. Only the process of error, you're going to succeed. So it's the same thing in relationships, the same thing in business, and the same thing in your health. You need to trial, error, everything. So, I was, like I said, I was basically trial and erroring in my business, and I experienced a lot of ups and downs. And it really rendered my mind to freezing every time I wanted to put out a new program, or every time I wanted to put out a new product or anything. I wanted to put out something, I started to freeze because of all of the past experiences that happened to me that led me to a loss, right? My decisions, I have learned in my mind that my decisions had led me to some kind of a loss. So there was a resistance, there was a mental resistance, a belief that if I do this again, I will fail all over again, right? So I became incredibly cautious with the stuff that I was putting out, the programs that I was putting out, and I was holding back a lot of my truth and my self-expression. And the same happened with investments. I just honestly, I stopped investing. I like closed my credit cards because I needed time to recover from what had happened, and I started to just see everything as like scam, 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 scam. So this happens all the time. This happens in relationships. When we've lost somebody that's really special to us, when we have lost, when we've been abandoned, or when we have simply experienced a loss of love, we will inherently have a fear of that happening again. And that is very close to a fear of rejection. That is very, very close. So if you have a fear of rejection, or if you have a fear of loss, of receiving that love, you will carry this pattern and template in your mind that at some point, these good days will be over. At some point, this is not going to work out. This is just too good to be true, isn't it? How many of us have been there before? If you've ever been there before, and if you want others to, you want to let others know about it, you can just put BTB, been there before, so that people know, because so many of us have been there. So fear and doubt and worry are an energetic frequency that disconnects us from the source of abundance, right? Because we're not in a state of gratitude, we're not in a state of love, we're not in a state of receiving, because we're in a state of scarcity. We are not in a state of safety. If we're in a state of scarcity, which a lot of our parents and grandparents had to experience, we are not going to be embodying feminine energy. The feminine energy is going to be shut off. Yeah. So when we're doing this work, when we're doing the trauma healing work with women, we are actually going generations and generations back. Because everything that you are currently experiencing and feeling resistance in, your ancestors have been going through that themselves. And the reason why you have resistance in this now is because your ancestors were unable to move through and overcome that resistance. Yeah? So when you are liberating yourself from these blocks that you believe, you're like, oh, I'll just overcome this, I'm not good enough block. I really need to overcome this because I need to make more money. I need to have a great partner, and I need to have this abundant life. And you forget that what you're doing is you're liberating the generations before you. You're liberating all of your women, all of the women that had been repressed, that have been shut down from their truth, from their voice, from their self-expression. Because I tell you what, probably the women in your lineage didn't do what felt right for them. They did what they had to do. They did what they were told to do. So this is really big. This is really big on so many dimensions. So when you can just bring in that aspect, that you're liberating your ancestors and you're honoring your ancestors in the process, your ancestors will help you. Your ancestors will be there. They will hold you. They will stand behind you. They will have your back to lean in to the source energy, into the energy of all abundance. Now, source energy is synonymous with abundance. Abundance and source energy are synonymous with feminine energy. You are synonymous with source energy, the universe, the universal source energy and feminine energy, and it's one and the same thing. I want you to, if you haven't taken anything away from this session so far, I want you to take that away, okay? So when you walk away from it, I need you to rise to the occasion, to connect to that source energy. Yeah? I need you to connect to that source energy, because this is where leaps happen. This is where abundance happens from places and opportunities you had no idea about. They weren't even in your conscious awareness. You weren't even aware that those things will happen. And this is how I've lived up until now, 28 years of my life. This is why I've been able to get to where I am now at 28 years. This is it. I don't do the work within the constraints of time and space. When we are creating leaps for women, doesn't matter if it's relationships, if it's health, or if it's their business, we are making leaps outside of the constraints of space and time because of this information that I've just given you away for free. The third is living in the gap mindset. How many times have you thought to yourself, once I get this, I will be happy. Once I get to this point, then I will be enough. Once I get this, then I can do this. Yeah? Maybe some of us are already aware of this, but I want to bet that there's something running in the background where you still believe that you need to get or be or become before you can be happy or do something. So for example, maybe you're in your head, you're thinking, once I get that qualification, then I'll be able to show up in my Instagram and market myself and go live and speak to people and teach them from this space of my qualification. And you're totally forgetting that you're a whole human being, that your experiences matter, and that your own wisdom is invaluable to someone else, right? We forget that. We totally forget that. And so we're in this race, in this get mindset. And the get mindset is a societal construct where we are seeing this every day on Instagram, for example. We're seeing people having all of these material possessions and making videos of, well, I've got this now, right? And they're chasing like this other thing, and they're probably teaching you how to chase this next thing, right? I see so many women unhappy that they are single, and they think that once they have a partner, that will solve all of their issues. But the reason why they're single to begin with is because they are unhappy to begin with. If they are unhappy, they're not going to attract a partner that gives them that happiness to begin with. We have to be whole within ourselves in order to attract more wholeness into us. And the same with abundance, right? The same thing with abundance. So I want to urge you not to chase the once I get, and think more about, where do I feel whole right now? Where do I feel whole? There's a really great way that you can incorporate gratitude into your daily practice, which is, instead of trying to come up with a list of what you feel grateful for, right? Just feel into what you feel grateful for. And then pair it with whatever goal that you have, so that you already know that you're happy where you're at now. You're tapping into the frequency of gratitude now, instead of thinking, well, I will only be grateful when I have this empire, this business set up, when I will be helping women change their lives, when I'm going to have a partner that makes me happy, right? So I really want you to concentrate on, instead of concentrating on concentrate on what do I have currently right now in my life? What am I grateful for right now in my life? That's going to reduce the separation between you and the thing that you want. And instead of embodying the scarcity piece within you that you currently are feeling in scarcity of, you will start to generate the frequency of wholeness, which is way higher than the frequency of scarcity to begin with. And then you'll start to notice that actually I'm pretty whole. I'm pretty rocking as I am right now, and I don't need that much. I just want to add one biggest piece to this I get mindset, which is stop giving away your power to other people, opportunities, situations, things, qualifications, and your identities, like the labels that you're putting on yourself. A mother, wife, business owner, CEO, this, that, the other, whatever it is. Stop giving away your power to other people and start sourcing from within. Because I'm seeing in the coaching industry, a lot of what I'm seeing is people are just searching for outside of themselves, infinitely searching for outside of themselves. I've worked with clients who've done 20 ayahuasca ceremonies, and yet they will still not integrate what I've done with them in the previous session. Why is that? Because the inherent belief to begin with is the power is out there. The power is out there, like there. But the power is within us. And for me, when I'm coaching women, the most important thing is to bring that power back to you. To give you permission to post what the fuck is coming from up here. And then apply it to that masculine structure. Oh, yes, yes. We love that masculine structure. We know that masculine strategy. But your inherent power to heal, to be loved, to create abundance, that's already within you. That's so within you. That's so deep within you. The universe is always trying to bring what you want. You have to release the internal resistance to it. So that's what I'm going to leave you with, my loves. And if you would like to explore further overcoming these blocks in a short space of time, being held in a safe environment, whilst you build your business strategy in the most authentic way that feels right to you, then I would love to invite you to have a conversation with me about the Feminine CEO program and to see if this is a good fit for you. It's a 12-week program. And so far, I've only started this program last year. This has been 1 year with this program for the women. And it's been liberating them. It's been giving them permission to just fucking show up in their truth. Because the truth is that there are thousands of trauma therapists, but there is only one Gabi. There's only one Gabi, and that took me so many bloody years to learn. I kept selling the trauma healing, and I kept selling the neuroscience reprogramming and blah, 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 blah. And I kept selling my academic background in neuroscience and psychology, and I kept selling my qualifications. But the truth is, I kept giving away my power. I kept giving away my power to everything outside of me until I came back home to myself. And so I've created a strategy that is authentic, that brings in clients that are in alignment to my soul. And that's what I want for you. So if you would like to learn more about the Feminine CEO program, then DM me Feminine CEO and we will talk. I love you so much. I hope that you have an amazing weekend. This was so beautiful for me to stay here and chat and get all of my inspiration from the sessions that I've been doing this week to you, my loves. I love you and we'll speak soon.